SBGB TV live call-in show.
What's good, SBGB?
Who we speaking with?
I'm speaking with Andrew. I'm from California. I don't know what that other dude from Hawaii was talking about.
Man, he from California. Yeah, he's from California. He called me from a Los Angeles number. He from California.
So check it out. Here's the thing, man. There's politics involved in everything, right? So the reason why Wack hasn't been touched, bro, is because he has people on payroll. Plain and simple. He got people from Fruittown, Peru, that's high up there, some generals, and you just can't move on people out here like that. You literally gotta, go to the table and ask for permission. But here's the thing, man. There's no structure in the black gangs. Because I'll tell you this. Do you see a mafia Italian guy on the internet talking like Wack?
Not at all.
Do you see a Mexican mafia member out there on the internet?
Not at all. You don't see none of those cultures talking like Wack.
So that's the biggest thing that gets, it gets tricky that way, bro, because there's no structure in that culture. And when there's no structure, everyone's going to do what they're going to do. So at the end of the day, Wack can't get touched because people got to literally ask for permission unless it's a little youngster that just goes up and does what he does and goes against the grain. But then again, he's going to get and have repercussions after that. You know what I mean?
So being as though that the structure is bad out there, Wack is able to manipulate and play with these individuals the way he does, and nobody can say nothing because the structure is just unbalanced.
100%, bro. Everybody knows where he works at. He's on No Jumper every, Thursday? He never goes live, but people know where he's at.
Yeah, that shit is bad though. And I can see that, right? Because all of the podcasters that are supposed to be gang members, it's like the only one that is willing to go directly at him is Munchie B, and he's blind. But the ones that can see and claim they the biggest and the toughest and they about that life, they all seem like females, and they scared to say anything about him unless he talks about them, but then they always shut up first.
First of all, Munchie ain't blind. He's just doing that for that Social Security check, if you didn't know.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he can see. But it is what it is. Everyone got their hustle, right?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, man, it's like there's no one gonna be talking crazy out there and nothing can happen to him. It's like, why hasn't it happened to him? And it makes Cali, it makes the gangs and the hoods look soft, and it ain't the same no more, man. It's not the 90s. They're not running like the mob. They're not running with structure. So people just go and do whatever the hell they want to do. Like, he should have been touched already, but why? Like, that's the big question, why? And it is because they can't. When you got people up in the ranks, generals, that say, hey, like, he's with me, like, you just can't go out and do what you got to do, bro. Like, that's the only thing that I could say that those hoods have something in common, is because the person that he has as his right-hand man isn't from Pacoima. He's from Fruittown, Peru, in Compton.
So why do they, so willingly embrace niggas that are working with the authorities, man? That's a big one.
Well, at the end of the day, man, it's like, we could say that he's working with the authorities. We could say that he's dry snitching. You could say all that, but at the end of the day, documentation beats conversation, right? So unless there's some actual paperwork, it's like, it's he say, she say.
So what about what happened with Loose Cannon and Big U? That don't look like documentation. Wack is named suspect number 4 in the No Jumper beat. I put the paperwork up there the other day, and it's on my Instagram where you can see the police report where he's named suspect number 4. And now he's switching the whole narrative and saying that Alex Alonso told on the Bulls that did it, and Wack ain't got nothing to do with it. But on the police report itself, he's named suspect number 4. You can't tell me that you just take yourself off as a suspect without being talked to.
And what does it say on the paperwork about him on suspect number 4?
It says he's a suspect number 4 in an attempt homicide. You didn't know that?
Nah, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah. Check my Instagram. I put it up on Instagram yesterday. SBGB TV. You'll see it on there. I put the whole paperwork up there. He is suspect number 4. So have you ever heard of somebody being suspect in a case and it just disappeared?
Nah.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. So if you're named as a suspect and then it says attempt homicide at the top, and then it says your name and it says Loose Cannon's name, these are the suspects in the case. And if you are a suspect, it is the duty of the police to come talk to you. You can't say they never talk to you. They have to come speak to you. They just don't eliminate you as a suspect without speaking to you. So he's acting like he has no involvement and nothing to do with it, but the paperwork is black and white now. You said that documentation. But if you ask him, he'll say he's never been spoken to about it.
So he was a suspect in a homicide, like he had something to do with it, or
he's a suspect. He's a suspect in an attempt homicide where they beat the people up outside of No Jumper. Did you know about that situation?
Oh yeah.
He is on the police report as a suspect. So for him to be on the police report as a suspect, that means that the police felt that he had involvement. They would never put you on the paperwork as a suspect if they didn't feel you had involvement. So for him, and this is on black and white now, he's on the paperwork as a suspect to have involvement, and it just went away.
Well, here's the thing, and I ain't trying to go against you or anything. I'm just playing devil advocate, right? Because you seen the footage of that, right?
Of course.
And I'm not like a whack lover or anything. I just keep it real, right? I just love the culture. I mess with you, and I mess with, all the bloggers and all that stuff like that. But he really didn't do anything, right? So they could have just looked at the video and be like, oh, this guy ain't got nothing to do with it. But at the end of the day, they've been on a RICO freaking case forever. So they've been tapped and been getting looked at. So maybe they were talking crazy on the phone and they already knew that, like, hey, this guy had nothing to do with it, because supposedly Loose Cannon was the one that told him to come up here.
So now listen, real quick. Did you watch the video
of the fight?
Yeah.
Yep.
I want you to go back and watch it again, right? When you get a chance after this phone call, I want you to go back and watch it, right? And when you look at the beginning before the punch was thrown, Wicked100 kicked Loose Cannon's foot to tell him to go. Now, when there is a crime committed, if a person that is with you outside initiates you to activate to commit the crime, they are liable for everything that happens, even if they don't put their hands on something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go look at the video whenever you get done talking to me, and then I want you to watch it. Wack kicks Loose Cannon's foot and then backs up, and that's when Loose Cannon punches Jay Reed. So he initiated, Loose Cannon himself said Wack orchestrated the whole thing. But understanding that Wack ran around with Loose Cannon for 13 months in order to get the investigation sealed with Big U. I'm just telling you, bro, I come from the streets, and you got to understand that the feds, are using Wack as a valuable tool because he's able to politic. He's able to get information. So Wack is never going to be on paperwork, ever. In his existence of living life on the planet Earth, he's never going to be on paperwork. So don't ever think in your mind that they're ever going to put him on paperwork. Never. But you will always see him associated with criminal activity.
No, 100%. The shit that he says and the shit that he's been around, for him not to, one, be questioned or be in jail or investigated or get put to bed, you know what I mean? It's just crazy, you know what I mean? So it's, I don't know, man. I can't, I wish I could tell you, but like I wait every day. I'm like, shit, something's bound to happen one day. You know, how many fades does he have lined up? And never took one.
Yeah, he's not gonna take no fades. You don't see the feds fight nobody. Feds ain't fighting nobody. You know what I'm saying? Wack ain't gonna pull up on nobody and get no fair one. And whenever a crime happens, Wack reports the crime ASAP. You know, I'm telling you straight up. I come from the streets. I know how this shit operate, and you know everything that Wack does. It shows you what type of individual he is. He constantly talks about open cases. Yeah. This is what he does. You know, anybody that constantly talks about open cases, it's like he wants to solve these cases.
And it's crazy because he never moves alone. You know what I mean? So like he always has the right people with him, even at No Jumper. You don't see him behind the cameras, but he got some people there, man. He got some ones there, and you know what I mean? He knows that he can't move alone. He'll never move alone.
Yeah, we definitely understand that, you know. And Wack is doing the do and has everybody out there scared to respond to him about certain things, and they're scared to speak up on things. That shit there is just wild. Like, you know, these is grown men. You know what I mean? Grown men, and you're supposed to stand on some type of principles as a man. But I mean, I just feel like the people out there, they don't stand on no principles as a man when it comes to him, and the politics, you know, is foo-faffy to me.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, if you're gonna stand on your business, like a real motherfucker ain't gonna get on the net. You know what I mean? Motherfucker's not gonna get up on a YouTube channel or an interview or a podcast and say, yeah, this is, you know, fuck Wack. This is what he's gonna get it. Nah, they're just gonna move and they're gonna plan it. And they're gonna.
But this is all they do out there, though. That's all they do. Everybody out there, that's wanting to. I feel like the people out there, they don't want to be gang members for real. They want to be podcasters. Niggas want money because the gang members ain't making no money. Ain't no money just beefing. So you got to rob and steal shit to make money. So these niggas want to be podcasters. They want to be, you know, social media influencers. So it's like they get online to say shit for attention, but they really not on that type time, and they want to be a part of the shit that's going on.
They're not on that time. You want to know why?
Go ahead.
Did you see what Poetic Flacco just dropped?
Oh yeah, I see. That's Wack's boy.
So how in the hell is somebody from North Dakota able to publicly say the killer of an unsolved murder and just keep dropping and dropping and dropping? You know, Poetic Flacco's in Texas, right? So you're trying to tell me that we can't shoot a kite or send a word out there and look for them? Like I said, they ain't the mob, man. They ain't the M. They ain't the Mexican mafia, and they ain't the Italian mob, man. And that's what makes this shit look so corny and why it's just stupid. So the streets are dead. Gangbanging is dead. Gucci Man snitching. Like, this is the new role models, bro. 6ix9ine still out there having a ball on live on Aiden Ross and in the clubs. Like, what do you expect, man?
Yeah, listen, I said this. I said that the snitches get more respect than the so-called gangsters. If you snitch, you get highlighted. They want to interview you. Your bag go up. You know, you're talked about. You're embraced. But if you want to be a so-called real nigga and get locked up, nobody's checking for you. Nobody's coming to the jail to interview you or none of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, start the clock. When is Cleta Flacco gonna get his TV turned off?
Now they not gonna do nothing to Flacco. Flacco got he's letting them know I'm gonna call the police. And I'm noticing this as well. The gang members, they don't want no problem with the police. I feel like if you a gangster, why do you care about the police? That come with the territory. But
exactly.
if a nigga say they gonna contact the police, niggas get scared. So it's like they got one foot wanting to be a gangster, but then the other foot, I don't want to get in trouble. So why do the shit? Because they done already labeled all the gang members as criminals. If you are a gang member, they got you in the database as a criminal. Whether you want to be a criminal or not, they got all gang members. And when I read the police report the other day, they stated it. All the gangs are part of a criminal organization. And they let them think that if you say, you're in a gang, you're cool as long as you don't commit crimes. But they already know that all the gang members are committing crimes. So it's just like the shit is just fufafi. It's watered down. It's washed up. And it's really making the whole area look crazy for trying to like rap this shit when we all see that it's an individual manipulating everybody out there that really want to be podcasters. So the shit just, it doesn't really, hold the weight except in the neighborhood. Yeah, you can destroy something in your neighborhood, but outside of that, niggas ain't going nowhere. They not going to travel to do nothing to nothing. You got to come in the neighborhood. So, and who wants to come on your neighborhood? There's nothing out there.
Exactly. That's why I honestly, bro, I look at that shit like WWE now, bro. Until someone busts a grape or freaking, makes an example out of somebody, I'm just gonna keep watching these videos and laughing because ain't no one doing nothing. And until someone does something, then we're gonna start taking this shit seriously. But till then, man, we're just gonna be fucking running in circles, talking about why, or like how come this hasn't happened yet? And it's all bad, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And man, I appreciate you calling in, brother.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and share the live. Straight up. Yeah. I just gotta keep it real. Hey, Wack running circles around the Bulls. They scared to talk about him, and he must be connected to the high-ranking members. Like I wouldn't want to be a part of that shit. I'm just being real. Listen, in real life, I wouldn't want to be a part of none of that shit. Yeah, if a nigga was talking about join this gang and nigga, I don't want to be a part of that. For what? Ain't no structure in this shit. Niggas is straight getting manipulated. Like, hold up. Then they act like, Wack ain't who he is. Man, that boy is them folks. You hear me? The boy is them folks. And everybody got an excuse. Why this and why that, man? The boy's them folks, man. Yeah. I know he is. Straight up. You seen what happened with Loose Cannon. As soon as Loose Cannon went to jail, Wack said he was the devil. Everybody seen that. As soon as the boy went to jail, he said he was the devil, man. Come on, man. SBGB TV live call-in show.
Man, I couldn't wait till they got off the phone, dog. I've been typing right now, so because I'm at work, man. This is Mr. Smooth, always, dog. I'm gonna stay locked in. Check it out, bro. What you call a high-ranking member that you knocked out? What the opposition call him in the street?
Go ahead, tell us.
Trophies, right?
Yeah.
They call them trophies. All right, bet. I don't want to hear this. They got structure. How you gonna say in one sentence they got structure, but in the next sentence, ain't no structure, or he got a high-ranking member, then they got structure. Ain't no structure up there. People get killed every day, B, with no permission. So that's a lie. They scared of the police. Any black person around, they scared of the police, bro. That's what it is, and they know he the police. That's what it is. Let's get to this other clown. I wrote some stuff down. He said this man was Rick Ross, P. Diddy. Who else you say? Donald Trump, right? Hey, the man said, I live in the most dangerous hood. But then you say you live in Hawaii. So Hawaii the most dangerous hood?
Shit be wild, don't it?
Then you got your buddy. He gonna say, well, Wack didn't do nothing in the fight. So you didn't see what we seen then, right? Why are you gonna call into a show that been consistent, showing everything, give you all the talking points, and then you call in and act like you ain't watched none of the show? You just want to be heard at that point.
There you go.
You just want to be heard. Make your own channel if you want to be heard.
And then say he the king of Clubhouse and he got this going on, but you know why your voice ain't that loud to get the message out there? You're calling DEEZY, you know, thinking that. You know, you want to get some airplay and that you ready to manipulate and run game. And, you know, I let him talk for a while, but then I had to turn my switch on.
Yeah, but both of them, bro. Both of them was blondes. Both of them was blondes, dog. And no disrespect, I like blonde girls. You feel what I'm saying? But they just kind of slow sometimes. They be ditzy, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Come on, bro. We see. For the day one, bro, it's frustrating to us to hear people call in and act like they don't know what we talking about, and then act like they don't know what we standing on.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You feel me? That's what make that's why I called in twice. I'm like, I don't want to blow a nigga up, but man, get these dudes off the phone, man.
I'm with you.
Clown ass dudes. What was another thing I wanted to say? And Munchie B is blind. Man got shot in the head. What you talking about? He just doing it for a check. You don't know that man. You don't know that man condition. You know the medical report. Munchie B the hardest blind dude I ever met in my life.
Yeah, he definitely
and be standing on business and still ready to go for some.
Yeah, he definitely stand on it. And I definitely believe he's blind. And he definitely stand on something. And I feel like he's like the only one out there that don't got a problem with going at Wack.
Only one, bro. And this is how I look at the people with Wack. I come from an era just like I'm pretty sure you do. You know, we East Coast Midwest fellas. Nigga, birds of a feather flock together, man. If you know your boy is snitch, that makes you want to.
Yeah.
If you know your boy a police, that makes you want to, especially if that's your dog.
Yeah.
I done seen people cut off their brothers and their sisters and their mothers for doing some sideways shit that they know we because if you don't stand for something, what they say?
You'll fall for anything.
Every goddamn time. I ain't seen it switch up yet.
Yeah.
I ain't never switched up yet, man. Sugar is sugar and salt is salt for centuries. It's gonna be the same thing when we gone.
And that's a fact.
What is people talking about, bro? Know what else did I write down here? I had a few points, I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Hey, listen. We just keep it real over here. You know,
that's it.
They not checking the situation right.
But that's the fact. I'm at work. I gotta get this call, dog. I just want to call in, man. They make me mad. I had to come in and do our shit, man. You already know.
I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Our whole time. Keep it solid.
Yes, sir. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Yo, 100 side. Y'all can't fuck with DEEZY, man. Just remember that, man. I'm like that. And I ain't playing by no politics. I want y'all to understand that. And I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me. You heard me? It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Nah.
Came out the mud, now we map out the start. Hands on the wheel, got my life in the car. Up and down roads, they said ain't for me. Now I run routes like a wide body Jeep. Selling work on the trunk, I was freezing at lights. Eating chips for dinner, counting quarters at night. Now it's bags in the back, got them strapped to the seats. Every mile one prayer. One now police. State line after state line. I was chasing a shot at mile marker. Felt like a freaking clock. Hit a rest stop shower just to rinse off the pain. Then I double that flip, did it all again. Highway to the building, I'm leveled it. Turn that stress into stone, then I built with it. From a stash in the door to a safe